Hello again, friends of Maine's breweries, wineries, and distilleries, and all of the great businesses that also support those companies. Welcome to another virtual tour presented by the Maine Brew Bus. My name is Don Littlefield. I will once again be your guide today. This is actually episode 15 of our virtual tour series, and this one focuses on Bissell Brothers Brewing. Peter Bissell from Bissell Brothers will be joining us here shortly, and we've got a number of questions to ask him and to find out about how things are going, not only in Portland, but also in Milo. I want to say hi to a few friends who have joined us. Bunker Brewing. We have Ride to Sully, Cater Inek, something like that. We want to say hi to Victoria Fury and Greg Klein, who are helping to produce this behind the scenes. They're taking all the questions and comments that you share by just putting those right on the screen there. And they'll send me the best ones, and we'll ask Peter the answers to those questions. If you want to send some love to Bissell Brothers, this is a good way to do it. So if you have a favorite beer or just want to say hi, go ahead and put those in the comments as well. CarHop is the sponsor of the virtual brewery tours. CarHopMe.com for CarHop Maine. If you use code BrewBus, you'll save 50% off the delivery fee. And just today, they announced an expansion of their delivery service area. So you'll see that they now have a map showing the increased availability of home-delivered beer, wine, and spirits from local producers, as well as local retail stores, places like the Beer Cellar, RSVP, Bow Street, Old Port Wines, Old Port Spirits, Grippy Tannins, and Portland Beer Hub. So you can find out more about them at carhopme.com, and again, use promo code BrewBus to save 50% off the delivery fee. Now, our featured guest today is Peter Bissell. He's one half of the well-known Bissell Brothers Brewing in Portland, and now in Milo with Bissell Brothers Three Rivers. Peter's also a partner in High Roller Lobster Company, which is a retail restaurant, very popular one down in the Old Port, which is obviously affected by all of this as well. So we'll ask him a couple of questions about that, but mostly we're going to talk about the effects that these changes have made on Bissell Brothers Brewing. But what I did pick up from Bissell Brothers is this beauty here, which is Substance, their original and their flagship beer here. Substance is what most people first had from Bissell Brothers, and it's something that I really enjoy. And I found a special glass to pour this in. Bissell Brothers glass. That looks actually correct either forwards or backwards. So this is the glass that has on the back the image of the fermenter and with the phrase, "You earned it, bub." So that won't be forward. That will be backwards. But you can see the inscription that's in there. Or you'll probably see it in a little bit. You earned it, bub. So this is a horrible pour. I apologize, but it's hard to do too many things at once. We want to say hi to Patty McNine, who is an employee of Bissell Brothers. Sally McKibben has joined us, has Stars and Stripes. And the artist known as Spose, Busy Spose, is joining us. Hello to you, sir. Spose just released a song along with the Mallet Brothers Band, which is really pretty interesting. And it's a really fun kind of mashup there, so check that out. We want to say hi to Stars and Stripes. I think I said that. Phil's Exotic Kitchen, The Man in White, and a few other folks there. So I see that Bissell Brothers is in, and Peter is there. He is himself. So as soon as he's able, he'll click in to join the conversation, and we'll have him on the air. Spose is throwing us some signs and some peace and love. That's a great song there. It's a great song. All right, stand by one for Peter Bissell. Yes, reporting live. It's Peter Bissell. Hello, sir.
Hey, what's going on?
Not much. How are you doing?
Good. Is this what people do, just hold the phone, or is there a way for me to do this on my computer?
You can't do it on the computer, unfortunately. You'll have to either prop it up somewhere or just walk around with it, what have you.
Okay. This
cool.
is the first. I have not been a big video conference guy before this, but here we are. So.
Oh, I appreciate you being here, for sure. You're in a good space. You get a couple minutes here, a few minutes to talk to us?
Oh, yeah. I've got all the time that we want. I get to actually do something? Yes, absolutely.
We'll take it. I just shared with everybody that I said just share with everybody that I used the drive-through service about an hour ago.
I know.
Very easy. Yeah. You drive up. There's a little sign that says, please enter here. It's very similar to what you saw when you were queuing up inside. You drive up, and then an employee will come out, ask you what you need from a great distance away. We'll place it on a sanitized table, and then we'll place a card reader there for you to also take care of the transaction. And it's contactless. It is seamless. It is a way that you can get some great Bissell Brothers beer. And we're going to be talking about how they're going to be using that service for the Switch release, which is coming up. So, first, what's in your glass, sir?
I just had this Mass Landing Gunner's Daughter delivered to my house I don't know when it came. I didn't receive it, but I saw it there. And it's been very wet few weeks.
Well, that's a great beer from Mass Landing in Westbrook for sure. All right, sir. And if you could, for the people that do not know your backstory, if you could briefly tell the well-publicized story of you and Noah starting Bissell Brothers Brewing.
The brewery, as an idea, came about it was like around the start of the holidays in 2011. And I was working as a photographer at the time and was kind of immersed in this like idea of entrepreneurship and sole proprietorship and just beginning to touch the world and have it touch you back and all that, and just really raring to go. And at the same time, my brother was in college and realizing that he wanted to brew beer for his for his vocation, and he was like, we should do this together. I want to figure this out on my own. I don't want to have to go work somewhere else. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but he was like, I want to create in my own environment. So it sounded right. It sounded good. I think if nothing else, I saw the potential for something to grow beyond, because when you're a sole proprietor, as anyone knows, it's your growth is limited to how much you can do in a day, and we're all
right.
The hours in a day. So from what I was doing at the time and trying to build, I saw immediately a chance for this to grow beyond just him and I into an actual company. And so I was very excited. And I should add that in the past year before we made that decision, he had been introducing me to different types of beer. I'd like to think I was drinking beer. I was drinking good beer, but I wasn't really thinking about it and not like he was showing me. So we've been kind of going down that hole over the last year, and then it was it seemed daunting, but we're both young enough. We're like, this isn't more than let's just pivot into this, and all things considered, it was the right choice. So that was Christmas, Thanksgiving of 2011. So we started immediately branding homebrew bottles and just giving them out to people, because that's what I am at my core, is a marketer. And
great.
And I mean, I love the structure of businesses, and I think there's a lot there. And I've become this numbers guy at both of my businesses, which I never ever would have guessed. Which is great, but we at the time were just doing what we could, and his initial pilot brews of the substance, it was different. There was nothing like that around. The industry felt crowded, so. This is early 2012, right?
Yeah, amazing. It was so crowded back then.
It felt crowded, and it's just funny to think about it feeling crowded in 2012. Or there was no more room. There's some people that were like, oh, I don't know, there's a lot of microbrews out there. And
there were 40 at the time, by the way.
Yeah. So, which at the time, everybody in the city thought that was a lot. So, and throughout 2012, we both ended up working at this kid, which played a big part in our story. My photo studio was out there, so that's how I met Allison. And I introduced Noah needed a job in the meantime. We even as soon as we were, we knew it wasn't going to be overnight. So Noah graduated college in May or June of 2012. It's like, you're going to need to work somewhere. So I knew, on the other hand, that Allie was that was around the time when she had made the decision to, okay, I really want this to be a beer destination. So I compared it to my brother, and that thankfully worked out well. And then towards the end of the summer, I jumped on too, because that's when we realized, okay, we don't really have a lot of money.
Yeah.
So it's time to just switch into working kind of around the clock.
Yeah.
I'm thankful that we were both able to do so at the time. Certainly wouldn't be like that now.
No.
Excuse me. And
I was just going to say,
we worked like madmen, building the business plan, learning so much. I learned more in that 2-year period from Christmas 2011 to Christmas 2013 than I ever have in any form of schooling ever. And I'm not, but for me, I learned more in that 2-year period than I've ever learned since, because it was like it's time to play the game. It's time to, and there was so much to learn when you're starting at zero, boy, God, there's a lot to learn, but it was great, and every step that we went along was like, okay, the next person that would try to do this might stop here, because this is batshit for us.
Yeah.
Another Maine. Let's take it a step further. Fuck it. Can we keep going? Yes, we can. So we opened, fittingly, at the Thirsty Pig. When I say open, I mean we poured beer for the first time as a company on December 7th, 2013. Very surreal night.
That was the first time this logo actually had beer to back it up, too. So
Yeah. So, and packaging came online about 2 months later. It was supposed to be launched concurrently, but our canning line was late. The first of many realities that you realize when you open a business, that flexibility is one of your greatest assets. Ironically, we're going through a time now where we've said that for years, and here we are living it. So that was the origin story in a nutshell of Bissell Brothers. About 2 years from idea to reality. A whole lot of insanity between, the start date and the end date, and God, that seems like ancient history now.
Doesn't it, though? And then it was a couple of other years that you kind of out.
F-bomb, now it's an official Peter presentation.
We're all waiting. So if you had the pool at 15 minutes in, then you've got it won. So, and then I was going to say a couple of years after One Industrial Way opened, you were out of space. You looked for a new location. You found a great spot there at Thompson's Point. You were kind of the leader of that effort there. And it's a fantastic space to visit. Of course, you can't visit it now other than curbside. So it's a really amazing story. And, it's no surprise that the way that the company took off and became popular with beer to back it up is why Peter's asked to make presentations. They brought you out to California for Brewbound Talks recently to talk about business and kind of, how business is really it's a change agent in itself, and I think we're seeing that a lot right now. I do have a question coming up there, but we've got a ton of people to say hi to. Let's start with Thomas Mills, Oyster Guy, Unseen Creatures, North Star Sheep Farms, The Life of Bub, Mill Road Millworks, Doughboys 666, I know that guy, Trevor Stone, Lincoln Street Thoughts, and we also have Rusty Bus Brewing Company, and Hester Bissell has joined us. So hello to your sister-in-law there. So you're a person who pays attention to a lot of different things. So when did you first start to figure out that your business was going to be, specifically the beer side, let's talk about that first, was going to be significantly impacted by what's going on in the world?
I'm trying to think. I mean, does anybody know dates anymore? I don't know what day of the week it is.
A lot of people are pointing towards the 14th of March, which was a Saturday, and
I'm trying to think back. I'm sure I'm not alone here. The last 2 to 3 weeks have felt like 7 months, and I'm sure I'm not alone for those of us tuning in here. So High Roller was going to Milo. We went to Milo Saturday. Was that the 15th? It was
Saturday was the 14th. Yep, 14th.
Okay. I believe it was the day prior to that, there had been an emergency meeting sort of thrown out by Damien and Ilma at Cheval for just industry folks. I think that was when people and I'll be honest, I'm not bragging about this by any means, but I'm just not someone that really pays attention to the news much. I wake up and I work and I do what I need to do with that, and I try to take care of myself and my family and the people that work for me and our customers, and that's pretty much my day. And so I had not. I was just on vacation with the family in Florida towards the end of Florida, and there was no talk of this, or I think we all know that based on what we've seen in Florida, that there's very little talk of the coronavirus. But we had done that and come home, and life just went on. And I'm not saying, but so this for our world here did seem to kind of come out of totally nowhere. So there was that meeting at Cheval, and Andy and I from High Roller went up to that because they had asked to keep it at like 2 people minimum because it's a small space, and
sure.
That was when I think we all kind of realized, like, okay, this is going to affect us. Like, this is a thing where, there's like a wave coming across the globe about this, and then it was kind of like this kind of uncertainty. We didn't know what to do, and I believe the next day, High Roller popped up at Bissell Brothers, 3 Rivers in Milo. And at that point, we had already begun seeing a lot of social media accounts say, hey, we're wiping our surfaces. I think that that was obviously the first sort of wave of all this. So the service went off in Milo that Saturday as planned, with staff taking extra care to wipe down surfaces with sanitizer and to not get too close to people. That was the last time that I saw. That was Saturday. That was the last time I saw full service. I'm trying to think. Did we close High Roller? I honestly don't know. It's been so stressful that kind of days of the week and certainly days of the month I can't remember. I believe that both businesses closed to in-person traffic that Monday.
Yeah.
Like normal service. But I can't remember. I can't remember if High Roller was offset by a week.
It's okay. The specific dates aren't really important, but the fact that all of this transpired within 2 or 3 days is what's really stunning. And
yes, it was very, very fast for my world. For these 2 companies that we're talking about, it was very fast, and it was obviously like incredibly stressful because it's you immediately go to like how you immediately go to the staff. There was so many questions too, and I remember talking with Hester and all the managers at both places. Really, just like, what do we tell people? Because we were getting a million questions a day that we had no answer for. And so forgive me, but like the actual dates, the meeting at Cheval was a Friday, I believe. Service at Milo with High Roller went off fine the next day, even though this was a known thing then. It was like, okay, what's this going to look like? And then the dominoes kept falling, and here we are. So
yeah, and a lot of brewery folks I've talked to, like I said, 15 or 20 people in the past couple of weeks. A lot of people are pointing to Allagash announcing on the 14th, again Saturday, that they were closing their tap room. And I know for us in the brew bus world, that was like, oh, well, that's a big change there, to go from 150,000 people a year to we're going to not let anybody through the doors. So
yeah.
Some more people to say hi to. Stars and Stripes Brewing they're suddenly craving a substance. It's available. Yeah, it's available.
Oh, yeah.
Either through car hop from a retail store, or you can come right down for the curbside service. Hannah K. Gray says swish. She loves it. Big heart. Brett says hi. So Brett is next to Victoria helping to produce this. Big House Brewing. Scotty Grams, Matt the Barber 93. And I am Z.A. Clark says, yeah, Pete, send in love, brother. That's Zach Clark, of course.
Yeah, a musician, really incredible musician. If anyone wants to check him out, that's cool that he's in this. That's awesome.
Yeah, but we had Spose in earlier too. I think he's kicking around. So hey to Spizzy Spose. So let's talk about your staff. So what I have been made aware of is that you right now have all of your brewing staff, all of your Bissell Brothers brewing staff intact. Is that correct?
That's correct. We have not laid off anyone. Due to a variety of factors, we pivoted. Sean Sullivan and the Guild sent an email out again, I really have not kept a very accurate timeline of this because every day has felt like an eternity, and especially for the first week was very rough. That was when the hard conversations were being had, and like the disbelief, because it was just like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, is this really, like, is our entire world getting pulled apart right now? It just didn't seem like it could be real.
Yeah.
But yes, no one has been laid off at the brewery, and I can't say that we have no plan. Like, we obviously, no one has any plans to alter anybody, but or anybody's employment status. But I can't say that we'll ride this out without laying anyone off, because I don't know.
We don't know a timetable. We don't know we don't know the end game. We don't know the end zone here.
What I do know is that from the day that we found out, we delivered the same day that we found out it was legal, per that email from Sean, which was incredible. The Guild's been rifling out really good packets of information as they get it, because that's the biggest thing, is that through this is the not knowing. Nobody has any answers, including our leaders at a state and national level, which we look to, and nobody. This is truly. I won't use the term novel, but hopefully you appreciate the comedic timing.
Too.
Obviously, it's not funny, but no one's experienced this in pretty much anyone's lifetime. So that leads to that unease when we're watching our elected officials, and you can just tell that they don't know what's happening or what's going to happen. They don't know. So it's tough to find that terra firma to stand on to deliver any sort of news to the staff. And that's what we were dealing with both at the restaurant and here. The first week was like, these questions. So we've been as real as we have been able to be with our staff. Like, look, 95% of the questions that you have, we're not going to have an answer for. Okay. We'll tell you what we know, and we'll do our best to divert course. So what we did here was day one, without any plan, was like, no, we need to start delivering right now. Yeah. And I mean, I know this is not over and still really shitty and has been really shitty, but I've shared some moments with staff here, and a high roller too. Like, we'll talk about this in the future because of what people have done to step up. In the absence of any answers or any direction, okay, let's do this because this is the right thing to do. And no one person or group of people as owners can handle all that. It's got to be the staff as well, and the staff have really fallen in. I mean, like, our marketing here, anyway, Lucy, our marketing manager, Steve, our sales manager, James, our taproom manager, Josh, our wholesaler, they immediately, who am I forgetting on that? Oh, and Genevieve, sort of our sales rep. Those four people just pivoted into forming this new way that we were going to sell beer from day one. At the same time, Hester, who I think is in this, stayed on the phone with all our insurance companies, all our everyone that was going to, because it doesn't, when businesses are suddenly forced to stop, I mean, like, these ripples keep going, right? So there's just been so much legwork to work through to answer some of those questions that I was talking about that the staff obviously had. Hester got right on the phone with our insurance company, like, where do we stand? What can we do? And thankfully they've helped us to the best of their knowledge. So point being, the staff really just sort of pivoted and fell in line with this new model that was evolving and has evolved day by day. So it's there's silver linings if you look for them, and our staff's response here has been unbelievable. All the while, though, we're thinking of their safety. This disease, and it's tough. It's just tough to know what the best thing to do is when. It's just very. This isn't a zombie apocalypse. It's not like, okay, you clearly have it, you don't. If only it were that easy. So managing their concerns over working, and it's been a ballistic couple of weeks. I should probably let you talk again. I just kind of
I know you well enough to just let you go because what's going to come out is going to be very interesting and enlightening. Some things we've got to clear up here. Mike Gannon 56 asks, any chance you start distributing to Massachusetts? And the answer is it's already there. I see social media posts that say there are select Bissell cans available in some of the retail shops in Massachusetts right now.
Right. So our wholesale director, Josh, pivoted again, like everyone else, the day of, and didn't waste much time, and began placing beer orders. One thing we did was we immediately switched to canning all our beer.
Yep.
I think we filled a few kegs for Greg at Beer Cellar, and we'll probably continue to do so. But the big thing to remember for a company like this, when something like this happens, is that all protocols go out the window.
Yeah.
So
right.
Things continue to evolve on a day-by-day basis. We're in a decent rhythm now, and when I say a decent rhythm, I mean like for the next week.
Yeah.
I've got
right.
Numbers are pretty incredible actually with the increase in out-of-market wholesale that Josh jumped on. We've thankfully been asked for our beer by markets that we weren't necessarily looking to enter or ready to enter during normal times. But those relationships had at least been started. So
yeah,
Jeff totally took it upon himself and packing up beer and setting up shipments to a wide variety of places. I know Massachusetts got wholesale for the first time. It was awesome. Atlanta, we were supposed to be in Atlanta, I think.
Right.
They got the beer that they were going to get. As much of it as possible was converted to cans, and we sent some down there. I think Florida got dropped.
Yep.
So that's a whole other string of variables about. Okay, there's no real firm ground to stand on, but we needed to move beer if we're going to keep everyone on payroll and keep doing what we're doing. We need to keep moving a certain amount of beer, and our brand newly minted financial controller, Jared, has been a huge part of that. Really, everybody that works here has stepped up and been okay. I mean, I'm looking at the floor staff working our curbside. This is messed up.
Yeah.
This is messed up, but they're happy to be here, and they're bringing that cheer into work. Where, I mean, we're of the few now that you see another human being beyond your family, whoever you live with. So it's. I don't know. You think about a lot of things at the restaurant too. I mean, the restaurant's a different story. The on-premise locations like that have really gotten hit with this, and hopefully it'll have a happy ending. But the restaurant's closed.
Yeah.
But while we were keeping it running in a sort of crippled state, just the moments that you have with your coworkers, people that I don't know that I could have done it. If I were in their shoes. With the uncertainty and the lack of any concrete stuff to stand on, but I've been amazed really by everybody.
Yeah, and that says a lot, and your staff was right on today. Speaking of that, we've got Nate Travis out. Sloth Mullet says, hi, we and the Green Bastard delivering right now. Dave O'Brien says, thanks for the delivery love to Kittery. Mike Gannon 56 suggests that you keep doing collabs with Vitamin C when the time is right. Jetson Maine says, beyond thankful for everything you guys have done for us at High Roller. Flat Color says, hi. This account called Bissell V gives you heart eyes. I don't know what that's all about. That would be Peter's lovely wife, Vanessa. And DJ Jetson, DJ Jetson is the person at High Roller that said that. Surfer Girl 171717 says hi. Andrew Gibbs says thumbs up. Samurai 8383 says, everyone says these are trying times, but no one asks, are you trying in these times? It's apparently a Wayne Gretzky quote.
No, that's our boy Samir.
Got it. Got it. I don't get all the inside jokes. I'm getting set up more and more these days.
So our buddy Will Mallett, one of the Mallett brothers in the band, also from Piscataquis County.
Right.
You ask Sniff or any one of those guys. He's Will's super well read, and he has a way of delivering. You know, a wise man once said, "So and so comes before so and so," but this does not equal that. You know, he's got this delivery, and it's awesome. And
got it.
when this first started, everyone was like, "Oh, these are trying times. These are trying times," but are you trying in these times? And I get comfortable saying it. And
That's
I
great.
think I put that on Twitter or something and had it Peter Bissell and then under it, or no, Wayne Gretzky and then under that Peter Bissell.
Peter Bissell, that's great. The Man in White report. The Man in White reports that we've got Bissell here in Rhode Island, so you basically could read the tea leaves. Any place that Bissell's had a pop-up, an event scheduled previous or upcoming, there's probably beer likely that in that zone. So kind of take a look there. Black Dan 1842 says a hilarious contrast between my static green screen background and your frenetic pacing around. So
Sorry.
no, it's good. It's good. This is the tour part, everybody. This is all we're gonna do for the tour. Just watch the background. Rustic Taps and Catering joined. Mike Ale Hutch says Milo brought the goods to Oakland this afternoon, and we're hoping for Swish next week. So let's talk about Swish. We're going to do a staggered Swish release that is pre-orders start tomorrow, and then pickups start Friday, but that's not the end of the whole deal. So how's that going to go down?
So, it's funny, I wanted to have that material pulled up. So, again, I have to rewind it a little bit and shout out the sort of sales task force that has emerged from this. Steve Smith, Genevieve Richardson, Lucy Henson, and then James Krams. I mean, everybody is but like no one knew what to do with this. And all I said was like, I really think that we now seeing as deliveries legal, we should do this. And isn't it funny? It's always been legal, but no one was doing it.
No one was, yeah.
See how this changes the industry when we sort of get back to it. But with that team, James would work on scheduling the staff to try to keep everyone's hours at the same place. Again, this is just pertaining to the front of the house. Everybody at the company has stood right up, but with not having anybody in the tap room, I don't know why I put these on.
Are we doing costume changes? Is that what we're doing?
But all of a sudden, not overnight, but all of a sudden there's nobody working in the tap room, or there are, but we're doing this incredibly pivoted service where we're bringing it out to the vehicles or delivering. He was tasked with, okay, we need to give them a schedule and see what kind of needs see what kind of holes there are in the schedule. So he was working on that. Jen and Steve were doing all the logistics. Jen would plot the routes for all the drivers with Google Maps, and Steve would update the website and get the necessary portals open on the website. And then Lucy would communicate it all to the public. I say would, it's still going on.
It's still happening, yeah. I've got it in front of me right now. It's all the information you can find at BissellBrothers.com. It's all up to date.
Yeah, so they continue to maintain this new program every day. We're not delivering on Sunday, but we're open here Sundays for Swish. Is it Wednesday or Thursday?
Thursday is when the pre-orders can start at 11 a.m.
Is it Wednesday? Okay.
Oh, today is Wednesday, yes.
I believe the portal opens for ordering tomorrow at 6.
11, I believe.
If she's still watching, we should bring her in. She knows. Folks that are on Instagram that are curious should go. It's a lengthy post, but it's all the info. So the most recent post that Bissell Brothers posted, Lucy laid all the info out there for that.
Yep.
So
it's all there. There are some can limits. There are some. There's some flexibility there too, and we'll see what happens after this has all been distributed. It may sell out. There may be more. There may be a new plan after that. But Bissell Brothers does report tomorrow 11 a.m. pre-order for Friday pickup. So Thursday at 11, the portal opens on your website where they can pre-order, and then the pickup starts on Thursday. So I'm sorry, on Friday. Yes, Friday. They'll call you on Thursday to schedule a pickup time for Friday. The point being, there's a method. So.
Yeah. Point being, the staff has all wasted as little time as possible in kind of bemoaning this insane set of circumstances and just gotten to work, which has been incredible. And again, like that's what's going on with actual sales from the brewery. Josh has been pivoting as well, and it's funny, we're up from March 2019 in in-state wholesale, which he just reported to me today, which is very, it's amazing. And it shows us that it's just tough to think about. I can't imagine. I know barbers, I know tattoo artists. They've been deemed non-essential.
Yeah.
We've been deemed essential. That's tough. But as this goes, and I got employees to take care of, I hope the best for everybody, but I feel like there's going to be a lot talked about after this to hopefully plan the next one, which hopefully won't come anytime soon. But I'm just kind of musing out loud right now. There's been not even any time to like really think about what's happening. We're just trying to do the best job that we can every day, obviously in a way that's safe as prescribed by our state health officials, which I think, I said earlier that I don't think that any official really knows what's going on. That is true, but you can't blame them for that. I think our state especially has done a really good job of communicating, here's what you should do, and we've done our absolute best to do it. And the good thing about beer is that I think all of us need it now more than ever, and we can make these sales without touching anyone, and we can drive the beer around and not come in contact with anyone. And so it's we've got a lot of problems, but there's other people in other sectors of business that have it way worse. So we really complain.
Yeah, you have a method to get that out to the people, and it's different than it used to be. It's pardon me. It's one of the things that's been consistent is we're telling people that no, I'm good. That breweries are still in business, and they are getting very creative to get beer to the right people. We've got a couple of other folks to say hi to. Matt from Nosh, Matt Moran says, "Hey boys, looking good. Thanks for keeping us entertained. We're doing our best there, Matty." Our friend Kevin Sullivan, Rydell Sully, asks, will Swish ever become available as an all-the-time beer?
Well, first and foremost, to clear up some things about that, we've always we've always been of the mind that when, rather than do sporadic releases year-round, we'll take what we have allotted from our hop contracts for that beer, and just obviously we've made more Swish every year, so
right, for sure.
We're not doing anything about it, but for the season, just make as much of it as we can during the season, as opposed to more sporadic releases year-round. It's just always felt right to us, but there's, with things like that, as far as how the staff and Noah and I make decisions like that, when it feels right, it feels right. Nothing's really set in stone, and that's one thing. We're, before all this hit, in the office, we have been discussing heavily, like changing our our release schedule format. Because going out 10 weeks or 12 weeks is great for the consumer, but it puts constraints on on production and brewing to adhere to the schedule without walking anything back. So we, right before this hit, had been planning to segue into like hey, here's what we have this week. Here's what's coming out this week. Here's what you can look forward to. Things like that. So nothing's ever set in stone. But it's not like I can't sort of emphasize enough that Swish isn't something where the faucet's turned off. Like, all right, they've had enough of it. Like, let's dial it back to keep it in demand. It's not like that. We make as much as we can of it with our hop contracts for the year, and we've always thought that the best way to go about that was to build a season where it's available I mean, like, put out Swish with all this craziness notwithstanding. During the season, Swish is available 3 times out of 4, 3 weeks out of 4 a month. So it's around. It's a season. So that's always kind of been our sort of rationale for it, as opposed to like, okay, it's once a month, 60 barrel. That's just the way we've done it. And that's not to say that we're not. Well, that's the way we've always done it, so that's the way we're always going to do it. We're constantly self-auditing and sort of second-guessing our own processes. And at least until now, that's kind of, we are extending it this year. It's because we had a gap with no double IPA last year in May before Gold picked up. So I don't know the exact dates. Paul's back there. I can probably talk to him about it. But I believe the final Swish day this year will be in mid-May as opposed to mid-April.
Okay. So it'll be closer to the time that Nothing Gold will come out, which is helpful because we have a question about Nothing Gold as well. A comment. Bill Hall says no one needs to get going on Nothing Gold. Well, all in good time. We've got a little extension on Swish this year, which is great. Do you have 5 more minutes?
Oh, yeah, I got all the time.
Yeah, because we're way over on time, but I'm going to just let everybody know we're talking with Peter Bissell from Bissell Brothers Brewing in Portland and in Milo, Maine. We're going to hold on with him for 5 more minutes. If you do have questions or comments, put those in the comments down below. My name is Don Littlefield. You're watching or listening to a virtual tour of Bissell Brothers Brewing. So my next question is, you just kind of told us a little bit about Swish. Are there other news or nuggets about upcoming beers that you want to just tell me and the 42 people that are watching?
So Noah's up in Milo right now, and we've been conversing. So one of our tap room staff members paints and is increasingly painting and drawing more of our labels, which is exciting. Nico Labarge, for those that frequent the brewery.
Right.
What I do with that painting? Oh, I took it upstairs already. So she just completed a painting that will be the background for a mixed fermentation beer aged on Maine peaches that Noah still tastes a little THP, but we're getting ready to release it. And so I'm working on the label for that. We've got the other half sort of worldwide hospitality industry fundraiser here all together.
Yep, that's all together beer. Yep.
We're producing an iteration of that, which will be fun. And then more beer from Milo as well. There's a blueberry, a beer with not only Maine blueberries, but Milo blueberries. That is in the pipeline. That is, when Noah and I were talking last night, it's not, he thinks the peach beer is pretty much there. The blueberry one, just a little bit behind it in the queue, but we're going to get the label ready for that too. So more Milo bottles. And then what else new here? We had a slew of new beers in February, and that's when sort of the troubles began not too long ago. So in terms of new beer, I would say keep in mind extended Swish season. We had talked in the last time we got together because there's very little long-term planning. It's like every week.
Right.
So I'm going to sit with some folks tomorrow morning, and the last time we sat, it was, should we bring Nothing Gold back ahead of time? And there's been talk swirling about that, about some minor changes to the recipe, and just getting that going. And then a couple more bottles from Milo in the near future as well. So,
when you go to Bissell or BissellBrewing.com, take a look at the list of beers available in Milo, and you'll get kind of a hint of what we're talking about. There's some really unique beers. Gin Barrel Saison is one I saw. A bunch of other stuff. So what they're producing up there, A, it's worth the trip when the time comes to be right, and B, we might see more of those down our way, or down in Portland way, I should say. A couple more minutes here with Peter. We got a shout out for Weary World Rejoices. That's from T Lewis_NH. P Roberts Boston says hi. That's Paul Roberts. Your team reminds you of the Pink Boots Brew. Is that an upcoming beer? Yes. There you go.
Well, yeah. Sorry, I'm not.
They get you, man. They get you.
We're looking at at the phone. Yeah, so they brewed a Dunkel Lager. All the women did a couple weeks ago, and hopefully that, you know, when we're looking for silver linings, and the merch has come in for it. Again, Nico did a special logo for that in collaboration with all the other girls. It's I think when you begin to have this excess of time and all this anxiety, you begin to picture, okay, what will be the next thing that could be normal or could be how I remember it. I don't want to jinx it, but I feel like that beer in particular is something that a lot of people are kind of maybe knocking on wood a little bit with, that maybe we can just release this and have a party. But
nice.
Regardless, we still have to operate under this sort of under these new parameters. It'll still get out to the people. And
cool.
Again, that's a Dunkel Lager, so that'll take a minute, and I can't remember. The last 3 weeks, I'll be honest, time has passed strangely, so I can't remember when that brew was. That was right when, that was at the end of things being normal.
That's okay.
You know,
you've given us a hint.
Yeah.
You've given us a hint to look for that, which is great. Let's see. Victoria Fura from our team says she misses coming on tour every week and seeing the crew. Love to you all. Natick bus driver says missing that swish drop, but don't worry, there'll be more.
There'll be more.
Yeah, and Natick bus driver also says that we need more mass drops, as we've talked about. Check your local fine beer retail store because you might actually find some in their cooler there. The Man in White says stay strong, safe, and healthy, my Bissell peeps. And let's see, Gary Savage, our friend Gary Savage says hello, Peter, sending positive thoughts. So, and we're doing that for Gary and his team as well, for sure, at Independent Ice Company and Rigby Yard. So, my last question is really for you and for your family. This is a family operation here. How are you guys doing emotionally through all this? Take the business out of it. How are you doing as a family?
I think we're doing good. You know, it's those lines blur. I've seen my brother and sister-in-law, and I have not seen my father. I Zoomed with him and his wife last night in my house. We got to see the kids and whatnot.
Awesome.
But I'm still, I'm still in contact, and I still see Esther and Noah here. And we've been focused on trying to pivot as best we can and take care of the staff and give the staff answers, and also at the same time do our duty. Like, I came down here to do this. It wasn't a big deal, but like I'm trying to stay up as best I can and pivot into more sort of email threads. You know, I'm an in-face. I'm a in-person guy when it comes to business operation, and not every day, but up until a couple weeks ago, I could count on, if I have a question for anybody here, I'll wait till I see him, or maybe I'll just text him. But so it's been a mix for Noah, Hester, and myself of trying to, pivot through these things, but also like do our own duty of staying away from others. So it's very difficult.
It's tough. It's tough times, but
they're okay.
But
they're okay.
Yeah. Good.
Everyone in my sphere is thankfully doing okay. But yeah, it's I don't feel like we're out of the woods yet, but it's one day at a time. It's time to.
It is one day at a time. It is one day at a time, and Bissell Brothers will be there for us, and soon enough, High Roller Lobster will be back to serve us as well. It is in Portland, the hours for Bissell Brothers right now, and these could change, but right now they're 11 to 7 every day except for Sunday, which is 11 to 5. Three Rivers is on kind of a Wednesday, Thursday, Friday schedule, 2 to 6 p.m. They're also doing curbside pickup, and they're doing a fair amount of delivery of their own, which is pretty exciting. BissellBrothers.com to get the most up-to-date information. And then last couple of comments here. Samurai8383 says...
I'll just jump in real quick. We are delivering. I certainly wouldn't say that we're delivering to every zip code around, but it's a pretty big spread. And the guys up north and girls are covering a lot of ground. I mean, we're delivering to the county. So...
Wow.
please go online, see if your town or municipality falls within the zip codes. And we're, like I said, I know that we haven't hit a couple towns that would like to see the beer. We're trying. Here's the.
There's the green bastard right there.
Yeah.
Yes.
He's got it up. He's got it up. He's got it pulled up in the truck. He's got it.
I love it. Yeah, he's watching you, man.
Check it out. It is. I've been on the road plenty, and when I am doing this, I mean, Noah and I delivered to Portland last Thursday, and we were talking about it in the truck. It's like, this is surreal.
Yeah.
And this might change the industry going forward when we return, hopefully, knock on wood, to more normal times. So, I don't know. This is a test that no one saw coming, but there's a lot of love in the cracks of this madness. That what else do we have to hold on to, really?
No, that's true. There's a lot of love, and you're getting even more of it here. Portland Cake Company says hi. Chris Buca says hello. Flat Color 1 says, yo, kid, go Bruins. Samurai 8383 says, thanks for this. Good to see a bit of the brewery since I can't make it up. Be well, homies and homettes. And this is Sammer like hammer. And then Mikey 13850 says, you guys are killing it with the deliveries. You're making a lot of people happy, which is amazing. This is great. I'll give you the final thoughts here in a second, but I'll just say you've been watching and listening to a conversation with Peter Bissell of Bissell Brothers Brewing. This is a virtual tour presented by the Maine Brew Bus. My name is Don Littlefield. If you liked this conversation and wanted to support the Maine Brew Bus, a brewery tour company that only has tours on the internet right now, you can do that at www.themainbrewbus.com. You'll see a section for virtual brewery tours, virtual tours, and you can throw a tip in the tip bucket, $5, $10, whatever. Every little bit helps us to sustain our operations, because we can't wait to get back out there on the road. It might be some time. So it's never expected, but always appreciated, a tip in the tip bucket. Also, if you'd rather just purchase a gift card, we love that. I'll ask about that in a second. Yeah, lager tags. This is the tour, guys.
I forgot the tour, so we'll do the tour.
It's okay. Packaging line.
It's a quick tour.
I love it.
Great area.
Working. Hey, how are you?
Stellar.
Oh, yeah. You don't often get underneath there. That's great. There's the tour. That was perfect. Well, if you want a more in-depth tour in the future, a gift card to a future Maine Brew Bus tour is available on our website as well. Those never expire in the state of Maine. They're always available, and they're a great gift. That's why they're called gift cards. Either take them for yourselves or pass them on. It's been a lot of fun to have this time with you, Peter. I knew there was going to go an hour, and we were just about at an hour. So final thoughts for how you're feeling about the team that's surrounding you right now.
I'm feeling really good about the team. I do, with closing thoughts, want to say that the team here, I don't know what's going on over there, the team here is responsible for us continuing to be able to get everyone beer and take care of our employees. Everybody has pivoted and risen to the occasion and risen to this sort of challenge that no one saw coming as best we can. So, I in no way can take really, I can't really be counted in that credit pool that so much credit needs to be doled out to the staff. That, everyone's scared and everyone's uncertain, but everyone's still doing what needs to be done or what we believe can be done to get through this in really the absence of any concrete word from any authority. So, it's not me by any means. So,
it's humbling, though, isn't it? It's humbling.
Beyond. And same with the restaurant, too. This is a beer tour, but, the folks at the restaurant and the customers that ordered to go and delivery from us. It's not really a bad thing that we closed the restaurant. It was really just getting educated on the CARES Act, by way of our accountant and our bankers. It was the right call for a variety of reasons. It's not necessarily a bad thing. We'll be ready to spring back to action when the time comes. But in the meantime, Bissell Brothers will continue to operate curbside and statewide, or not statewide, but huge portions of the state.
Pretty damn close, man. Pretty damn close.
And our wholesale director will continue to try to get beer that is available and fresh out to these other markets that want it, and to give everybody beer to drink at home with your family, no one else.
Okay.
And
safe.
We'll all be toasting again in the near future.
Well, with that, we thank you very much for your time and for your thoughts today. And a cheers to you and the team at Bissell Brothers. Yeah, you still got a beer nearby? There it is. Cheers to you. Thanks everybody for watching. Thank you, Peter. Thanks for your support as well. And you too. For everybody watching, we'll see you next time. Cheers.